So, welcome to the vlog. It is a much rainier day than anticipated. I am literally wearing shorts, but that is besides the point. I am just getting off from work. Honestly, I've had a bit of a tougher day. I'm not even gonna lie. It's been getting busier, and I find my energy levels are not necessarily at an all-time high. I am looking forward to the day regardless. I have some self-care time booked at the museum. I'm going to the Museum of Natural History right now just because they have a library that I really like to work at. I'm currently in a writing workshop. If you watched the last vlog, you would know that I applied to participate in this writing workshop. I was one of 8 people who got in, which is very exciting, and it's a fantasy workshop, so literally it's in my genre, which is huge. So I'm off to go work a little bit on those pages that I have to submit in like 2 weeks time. I already did 1 round of workshops, so this is a second. I am looking forward to that because honestly it's been really fun to get second opinions, to get feedback. As they say, writing is a very lonely activity, and it's been nice to be around people who I have that in common with. And I'm gonna have a solo kind of self-care night tonight back at the house, which will be grand. If you happen to be new here, or you happen to not know how to pronounce my name, I'm Aline, and I'm a 20-something living in New York. I'm a writer, I'm a barista, I'm a content creator, and yeah, my sister's my roommate. She's my best friend. We live on the Upper West Side, where I live, where I work, where I breathe, where I eat. Yeah, I can't wait to take you around for the next few days. It should be fun. I have some great stuff on the docket coming up, so before I get too wet being out here in the rain, let's head to the museum. Let's get a little work done. I'm only gonna go there, I think, for an hour or 2, but I'm excited. It's deserved. Yesterday, I truly worked from 6 to 1, and then I went home and gutted my closet, so it was like an all-day grind. Today, we're trying to switch up the vibe, so come along with me. It should be nice. Let's do this. I forgot that I have a gift card from my parents, so I decided to stop in to a bookstore and get some books.
To Mariah and her vocal range every 5 minutes, immediately comped the diva label, and you don't really see that label made by an old man. The font draws attention towards Mariana to air personal grievances.
Hora de comer! It is 5 o'clock in the morning. It's actually 5:25 because I snoozed my alarm. So we are going to hopefully get ready as fast as possible. Hello, good morning. It is a brand new day. I'm coming to you live. Just kidding. I'm coming to you pre-recorded from the basement of the coffee shop that I work at. I'm on my break. It is another cold and drizzly day here in New York City, and I'm about to make myself some breakfast. Something I've just been keeping on hand in my locker down here is my granola, and then I usually take the yogurt and bananas that we sell here at the coffee shop, and I make myself a little granola bowl in the morning, and it's been lovely, and it's been helping me save money so that I'm not always buying my food out. So yesterday it wasn't very chatty, but I think we'll survive. So I wanted to talk a little bit about what I ended up doing. I did wake up and work, and then I went to the museum and I wrote. I wasn't writing so much as rewriting some pages for my writing workshop. I'm converting my novel pages from third person to first person, and I'm having a lot of fun, but it's also kind of daunting. It's super easy when there are parts of the novel that clearly have struggled to slog through third person, and converting that to first person is always easy because there are parts of the story that really benefit from having that first person narrative. It's so much more like fun and alive. But then when it's time to convert parts of the novel to first person that actually really worked in third person, it's a little bit harder. Still having a lot of fun. So I'm figuring out what part of the novel I want to like submit for workshop. And yeah, I did some work, stopped at the bookstore, got a book. Then I went home and I went on a run because I have a 5K tomorrow. I ended up running my fastest mile yesterday, which is a great omen for the race. Some fun stuff planned for today. I'll catch you up on later because I want to go enjoy my breakfast. And yeah, that's me. But we're gonna get through this work day and I'll talk to you guys in a little bit. Hello, it's me. Hopefully you can hear me over this kind of ambient noise. It's some sort of construction. There's a big crane in front of me. I'm not even gonna lie. It's like an engine or something. But I thought that this background would be really cute, so we are committed to the bit. Here's my face if you can't make it out from underneath the shadow of my hat. So yeah, we are committed to the vibe, and hopefully with my phone audio you can hear me just fine. Fingers crossed. So I just got done with work and that's nice. It was actually a decent day and everybody who I was working with on my team was really lovely. So we had one meanie customer who tried to kind of play with me, but the thing is, guys, I am a seasoned professional. I told him, and I think I kind of ate with this, I'm happy to help you and get you what you want, but you can't talk to me like that. And then serendipity, we had a regular standing in line behind him who jumped in and was like, you can't do that here. And that was also really satisfying. So, you know, what could have been a negative kind of bummer slash, you know, inciter of negative feelings kind of moment. Instead, it was really nice because one, I got to stand up for myself, feel my power, and then second, I had someone else stand up for me, which feels really nice. I am headed home, but first I have to stop somewhere kind of fun. I'm stopping at Sephora because they're having their sale and I won't have time to go tomorrow, and I do have to pick up some things because despite what my boy rain jacket says, I do like makeup, and I am going to go pick up some stuff that I've been kind of putting off getting because it's a little bit pricier, but unfortunately the repurchase has to be done. I hate the feeling of when all of your nice makeup runs out at the same time. It's always the same time, all at once, and it makes you feel like a reckless spender, even though I really only purchase makeup like every few months, like genuinely. Sometimes I really push it to like 3 or 4 months. But a lot of the essentials at my home are down to the dregs. So I wanted to take advantage of the sale and make some purchases. Secondly, what are we doing today? Secondly, I am going to a theme party tonight, and I think the theme is like dress like your favorite nostalgic character from a TV or movie. I think that's what it is. If I'm wrong, I'll update you in a bit. I actually am running a 5K tomorrow at the crack of dawn, so you guys will be coming along for that. But because of that, I'm truly going to be at the party for like an hour. I'll be coming home at like 9 o'clock, maybe earlier if I can swing it. I might have a nap this afternoon. Stay tuned. Let's go to Sephora. So I'm here back at the house. I have a clean face because I just got out of the bathtub, and I thought I would do a little chat and yap, makeup and yap sort of thing. So I have you here. My mirror is here, so if I'm ever looking down like this, that's because that's where my mirror is. Look, you guys are getting all access to my forehead. Kind of a once-in-a-lifetime Chanel chance. So things that I picked up at Sephora. Got a new foundation. I've not tried the Fenty Beauty Soft Lit foundation, but I was curious. I've heard such great stuff about Fenty, and I've only ever tried their lip products. Like, I love their lip gloss, so I wanted to try this out. I'm not really a makeup girly. That has left the building low-key. I used to be very much in the know about makeup when I was a teen and in the block brow era, but even then never used Morphe, so I was no James Charles, you know what I'm saying? So I thought I'd just give this a little live react. Is this anything that anyone wants to see? Okay, yeah, I kind of did a good job matching that to my face. You know, it's always a mystery of whether or not that's gonna happen. It might be like a little brighter than me, maybe a little paler than me. I can't tell. Is that the color that I am? If not, it's fine. I have like a concealer that's honestly a little too dark, so I'll survive if it's a little on the lighter side. Okay, yeah, it is very light. I feel like almost I'm wearing nothing at all. Maybe I need to blend it more, but so far it's giving a little patchy, but so far I don't know if I would repurchase. It's also a little bit more expensive than I like to go, if I'm being honest, but I wanted to take advantage of the sale and buy something that I usually wouldn't go for. So I did check the party invite, and it looks like the party is themed. Come as your favorite character from the 90s and early 2000s. So we love that. Me and Michelle are gonna go as Lorelai and Suki from Gilmore Girls, which will be so fun because one, I don't have to purchase anything because I'm going as Suki, so I'll need an apron. I'm gonna do some little ponies, a bandana, and we're in it. It'll be super fun to see what everybody else goes as. I'm really excited. Michelle and her partner are actually in the other room making little signs for my 5K, which is so cute. Okay, this is a product that I actually really like. I feel like it was really trendy last year, the little milk bronzer sticks. I really like it. I feel like I can get a little bit more control from my contour, but what do I know? What do I know? I'm just a guy. Vlogging has been a bit of a blur lately, so I can't really remember what I said and what I have told friends and what I have told you guys, but I used to run cross country when I was in high school. I also used to run half marathons. Like, I've run 3 half marathons. I was a long distance runner for a long time. I kind of stopped when I moved to the city. I graduated school and then I kind of stopped running as much. So much of healthy habits are just routine, and from running cross country in high school, I knew a lot of routes around town of like what workouts to do because they were the ones that had been taught to me when I was like 16 years old, and it was a lot of just like structure stuff, and I really struggle sometimes at giving my life its own structure. It's actually, I think, what contributed to a lot of my like blue moods when I left school for the first time. I was like, oh my god, I have to figure out how to fill my days. It's up to me. When I moved, there was no longer any of that structure. Like, I didn't know where to go. Like, I would run around city streets and it would not feel very satisfying. Like, I had a GPS app on my phone, but it was just like not the same because you're still running, kind of like checking your phone, and you're kind of in your head. Now, because of training for this 5K, which I was supposed to run with my coffee shop manager, and low-key, they forgot that we were doing it and took a trip to Alaska. So I'm super happy for them, but I'm like, we're supposed to be stride and stride on this one. It's all good because honestly, I mostly just needed to have somebody to hold me accountable to wanting to do this. Getting somebody to just sign up with me and like be training for the first few months. We never went on runs together, but we did, you know, report back and be like, oh, I did this time, I did that time. And honestly, just having somebody to do that with has been great. I've been feeling so much more settled in my life in New York. A lot of people who know some of the lore. When I first moved here, I was not sure how long I was gonna stay. And in fact, I had a hard time adjusting. I've been having a hard time adjusting. Had the shiniest wheels, now they're rusting. I really wanted to go back to my hometown, tail between my legs. When I moved here, because when you move, you kind of had to uproot, you know, like the building blocks that make up your life. I thought, oh my gosh, all my healthy habits, they feel like they've left me. Like, I don't know how to make time for these things that I love because I'm trying to figure out how to like pay for my life. Where am I gonna live? Where am I gonna work? who are my friends gonna be? Do I want to date? Do I not want to date? What does that look like? Do I like it here? Do I like a different neighborhood? Like, there were so many things to figure out, what the day-to-day was gonna look like. Also, there is such a phenomenon, I think, in New York. It's not really a place of convenience, and everything takes a little bit more effort than it does anywhere else, I think, in the States. However, I do think that it's a lifestyle that is a little bit more reflective of a different, more of a different time. Not everybody has a car. People really rely on mass transit. I feel like here, community events and like meetup culture is much bigger. Like, there's a really big emphasis, I feel like, in New York on like clubs and organizations, things of that nature, things that I don't think I was as familiar with in Missoula, though I'm sure that they exist. But here they exist in spades. I feel, especially since like I'm queer, there's so many queer clubs and things that you can actively join for free that just like help you connect with people, and like that's so amazing. But it takes so long to find those things. And I think for the first few years back, I was like, oh, I don't know about all this. And now it's really interesting because like I've really surprised myself with how much I love it here and how much like I'm not in a hurry to leave. And that was just not what I thought when I moved here. Like, I just definitely was just like, oh, I might be moving back to Missoula in like 2-3 years. And now I don't feel that way at all. I'm like so happy here. Like, especially like this year I'm prioritizing like friendship and community so much more, and like it shows. Like, the moment that you really start like kind of putting that energy out, I feel like it really does come back at you. It sounds so stupid, but even running this race tomorrow, like, that's so exciting. This is my first race that I'm running in New York, and like it's demystifying it for myself so that I know how to do it in future. That stuff is really important. Like, taking away all the mystique out of these things that we want to do, all these like things that we convince ourselves are gatekept by certain barriers, like, oh, I don't know how to do that, so I'm just not going to do that. I don't know. That's what it's like moving to a new place. Ooh, it's a lip liner. Can you tell? I'm so scared. Also, I've been wanting to try this Rare Beauty tinted lip oil. See if this is anything. It is more vibrant than I thought it was. I don't know if the color completely suits me. It might be too harsh for my features. I don't think I'm a face that can handle like a ton of makeup. Like, I know that I'm saying that while I'm putting like 76 products on my face, but I mean like in general, like I don't know if my face can handle like a ton of eyeliner, big lipstick. Yeah, I don't know if this suits me. It's giving like I should be in Miami, and I don't know if you can tell, but I'm not in Miami. You know, it does look softer here than here, and I like the stain that it kind of leaves. It almost looks very natural down here. Again, it looks a little bit more vibrant here. But anyway, whatever. I got a kind of a mean comment on an old vlog, which is crazy. Somebody literally went back and like commented something Rudy Patootie on an old writing video of me, kind of mocking where I was at in the process of writing my novel. So funny, because here's the thing, guys. Nobody is my harshest critic more than me. I wish that I could say, I finished my book and I'm going through the querying process and I feel confident and I have a finished manuscript and I'm passing it off to all my mentors and blah, 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 blah. But that is not the way that life always works. And I think that if I had been someone who maybe had gone to school for writing, who had been a more practiced writer before I decided to start writing a fantasy novel at the age of 23, I would maybe be in a different place than I am now. But here's the thing. You start writing a book, the first like 60 pages, they almost pour out of you. And you think that they're genius and you're chasing that fire. And then here's the thing. Then you become a student of the thing that you're trying to do. Like, since saying like, oh, I want to be a writer, I want to write a book, I have actually, you know, gone to several writing workshops. This is my 4th writing workshop. I have become a more voracious reader. I've written more examples of work. I follow writers online. I'm constantly trying to think of this skill as something that I can be improving. And then you go back and you read those initial 60 pages and you're like, this is not gonna cut it. This is bad. And of course, like, There's the just write through it method, which I definitely used for my first draft, and I'm really proud of myself because I think finishing the things you start is super important. Having that feeling of accomplishment is super important. However, I would be literally kidding you if I didn't say I think that it's equally important is also being honest with yourself and being like, how do I do things that will improve my skill? And improving my skill has meant I've written several short stories. I've submitted for short story competitions. I've worked on short form writing projects, personal essays. I've worked on culture pieces. Like, it's not even just the stuff that's on my Substack. I've written stuff privately as exercises to try to get better and better and better. So even though I sometimes will say goals aloud in videos because it makes things interesting, it gives you guys an idea of like where I'm at in my head, what is a timeline that I'd like to accomplish, and I like sharing those things with you guys. I do ultimately think that discipline is oftentimes about like an applied effort, having goals, meeting goals, and also being patient and flexible when ultimately those goalposts have to shift. And this person, this grown woman, by the way, always alarming when you see like some condescending, cruel comment and then you look at the picture and you're like, that is a mother of 3. That is crazy that that mom is posting something like unkind and judgmental about me, no less. Me, I'm just a guy. And I don't know if a lot of you guys know this, but I'll say it anyway. Once you query a project and you don't get any answers, essentially once you have a manuscript and you're pitching that fiction manuscript to agents, you cannot like go back, rework it, and pitch it again if it's the same project. Like, it's kind of seen as a no-no, like a faux pas. There's no like going around being like, this is my cowboy romance set in space. And you pitch hundreds of agents, you get no bites, blah blah blah, some answer, some not. And then you just like badger them again like a year later being like, this is my cowboy romance set in space. Like, that's not, you can only go with your same story once. You have like one shot. And if not, then you kind of go, okay, I got no interest in that and I'm moving on. I have to jump to the next project. And I really believe in this idea. I think this idea is really good. The story that I have is really good. And I would hate, and people say this is the mistake of a lot of new authors, you bring it out to market too early. So I just wanted to talk about that because I genuinely, in this new rendition of my novel, every single time I look at it, I go, this is the most polished and the most sophisticated version and the most funny and the most engaging version of this book that has ever existed. If I had finished my book at 23 and if I was now currently on my 6th draft, there's nothing saying that that draft would be any better than what I'm currently working on. I'd probably still be in the same spot because you can't just fast forward and learn all the lessons. Like, there's no way to kind of cheat that process. So that's where we're at, and I'm really proud of myself. So I'll catch up with you when my hair is done and when I am Suki St. Jamesified. Okay, sound good? All right, see you guys in a bit.
I was focused a second ago.
And just like that, we're transformed.
We're transformed. Here we are. Lorelai and Suki. I think considering we just used what we had, like, I feel like this is a pretty excellent.
Do you think that I should take my cardigan out of my...
I think that looks cute.
I think that this is more biblically accurate. I don't...
What?
It's just interesting when you're like, I don't like presenting this way.
We're headed out, but feeling good about our costumes.
Yes, I'm glad that we didn't purchase a single thing to make this happen, because sometimes I think the true art of a costume like this is really about essence, it's really about shapes, it's really about what will give.
I feel like my hairline doesn't look as square as it's showing up in the camera. Maybe we'll ask someone to take some pictures.
Yes.
We're getting there relatively early, so hopefully we can insert some cute photos.
Yeah. I swear I have ponytails in, you guys. I just have a ton of hair, so it ends up turning into like one amorphous kind of blob. Promise they're there, and I am carrying around this spatula and this apron.
Coffee, coffee, coffee.
Joy in the dean and the thumb and the cookies in the dean and
cookies for the dean and the rock and the cookies for the love of the dean.
so I am actually fully ready. I have everything packed and I'm about to head to Brooklyn. It's currently 5:50 a.m. Ironically, this is the exact time that I leave my house to go to work most days, so this feels very deja vu. Do you get deja vu? I also am packing an emergency sweatband because I have a suspicion that I'm gonna hate having my bangs out for the race. Have no fear, I don't. Slept okay. I didn't get to bed as early as I wanted, but that's okay. Lessons learned for next time, and I think I'm gonna get home today after the race and have a big long nap. But I am really excited for the race. I'll be meeting everybody there, and I'm just gonna get going because I don't want to be too late. I'll take you guys with me for the day. So yeah, let's go. Let's head to the racetrack. Let's go.
Festive 5K at Prospect Park. If you've never been to Prospect Park before. It's a video! Oh, everyone's moving!
Okay, that's all I need, thanks. Oh, you guys look beautiful.
Yeah, y'all do.
Hell yeah. I want to try it. It is obviously later. I'm no longer at Prospect Park, so we're taking cues from the mise-en-scène. My 5K went well. I feel like it was so fun. It reminded me so much of being in high school and being in cross country because it was just like all those runners gathered on grass. I was like, wow, you really can go back in time. I loved the organization that was run through NYC Runs, which is good to know because sometimes when you're paying like a race fee, you will make sure that it feels like worth it to you, and it really did. It was so great. It was like so easy and seamless. They had a great like little like order of operations. I got to check a bag for free. They had free water, a t-shirt, they had snacks afterwards, they had free bagels and cream cheese donated by a local bagelatessen. Just FYI, I don't think that my hair looks particularly good. My perm is growing up top and it's been in a hat all day. Don't be out here thinking that I think that I look like a stunner right now. I just woke up from a nap like half an hour ago, so you have to give your girl some grace. Birdie! Birdie's off her feeding schedule and she can't even believe it. So she's already craving a little dinner, even though it's an hour before her dinner time. Isn't she, darling? But by far the greatest part of today was having Michelle, Ellis, and Michelle's partner come out and support me. They all made little signs, which was so sweet. Ellis even crocheted a sign for me. It's now hanging above my closet door. It was such a masterpiece. And then afterwards we obviously went for sweet chicken. It was so delicious. I had been since I was literally like on a date when I was 20 years old, so super fun. We used to live in that neck of the woods. A blast from the past to be able to go and eat a little brunch there. Service was excellent, food was excellent. Now I'm about to get dinner started and I'm about to have my sous chef Ellis come in and help me. Roasted eggplant on a bed of sauteed peppers and onions, rice, a balsamic reduction, and basil. Sounds more fancy than it actually is. It's just a lot of vegetables. Anyway, it's only 6, so hopefully we'll be done at 7 and we'll be relaxing for the night.
When you turn around and say goodbye.
I wanna turn around and say goodbye. Until then, baby, all you will never hold you down and make you cry. Things will go your way if you hold.
Hello, oh my gosh. We have just jumped forward in time. It has now been a few days since my race. My race makes it sound arduous, like a marathon of some kind, but it was just a 5K, so forgive me for being a little too pat on the back core. I am proud of myself, and you know what? It was also a great day. Let's talk about it. The race was fine. I feel like the more important takeaway, as I said earlier in the video, it was great to kind of like demystify it all. Turns out it's actually not that scary. The only thing that was scary is that my GPS watch was lying to me the whole time. My watch told me I had 0.3 miles left when I saw the mile marker, which meant that I had 1 more mile to go. And I thought, this can't be true. But it was true. It was a real like kind of dejecting moment, because before that I was going, I'm flying, I'm so fast, my body's a machine, I'm gonna like slay my time, I'm gonna be well above where I thought I was gonna be. But turns out, no, I didn't do any of those things. I think that that's okay, because as I said, it is my first race in like 7 years, which is a long time. And so sometimes, you know, we can't just jump right in where we left off. It's not like riding a bike so much. Like, yes, the body remembers certain things, but there's a lot that the body cannot make happen for you, because turns out I am no longer like 20 years old. I am looking forward to signing up for another one. My goal is to do another like 2 races in the year, whether that be 2 more 5Ks or a 5K and a 10K. That's my general goal. And Birdie, why? And we went to Sweet Chick. I actually went on a first date at a Sweet Chick, at this very same Sweet Chick, years and years ago, with a boy, I should say, because he was in fact also like 20 years old, and his name was like Brad or something. I remember all we talked about was Glee, like the whole time. So I think that's so funny. But anyway, priorities in check. Me, I'm just a girl who wants to talk about Glee. I am tempted to just wrap up the vlog here. I know that we skipped last Sunday. I would hope that you guys can kind of clock. We have been uploading weekly on Sundays. That is the plan for the foreseeable future, is that we want to try to upload every single Sunday. We missed last Sunday because, my bad, it was my anniversary and I just wanted to take the week off because I wasn't going to be in the city for 2 days. We did a little getaway, 4 years together. 4 years and we still got the heat. That's a reference to Cheaper by the Dozen. We did a little getaway. We went to Rockaway Hotel and Spa. If you're Rockaway Hotel and Spa and you're watching this, please reach out. I feel like we'd be incredible partners. We had a great time. It was so cold. We got these like freezing winds that day, the first day, and it was amazing because we had a heated pool and a sauna. And then we went and spent time on the beach the next day when it warmed up and had a picnic. It was very Diane Keaton, and honestly, it was so sweet, so necessary, and we didn't do anything to celebrate last year. So honestly, I feel like it was needed, 1, and 2, it was just very precious. So if you're harumphing that there was no video last week, sorry, but also it was for love, baby. It was all for love. If you guys want to keep up with me when I'm not here, if you can't get enough of this old girl, I am posting a lot more on Instagram lately. I have deleted TikTok for the time being just because I do think that it's turned my attention span into that of like a common ant. Like I can't focus. Since deleting it, I'm a good like 200 pages into a new book. I'm like writing more. Like granted, I am giving reels the time of day right now, and that's embarrassing. Is my screen time down? Not sure. I'm watching a lot of video essays on Taylor Swift right now. So it's manifesting in different ways, but the point is that I'm not doing this so much. If you are interested in a video about me trying to lower my screen time, I could do that like vlog style, document my journey trying to limit time with this old guy. So if you want to see that and you're open and interested, do let a guy know. I'm around. I'll see it. Follow me on Substack. I will be having another piece go live by the end of the month, so hopefully it's another big long piece. I've been marinating a lot with the idea of cringe and cringe culture, and to me how it feels very symbolic of like stick to the status quo core from the early 2000s. So I am kind of playing with doing a long reflective piece on that and how it means bad things are ahead. Instead, we have to lean into sameness. I think that 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 is a big red flag culturally. Once again, lots of political stuff going on. A lot of people are being deported illegally and are not being given due process right now. I'm gonna put some links down below and some resources down below if that's something that you feel aligned with. Sometimes people comment saying just like, I'm conservative and I love you. And I'm like, that actually means nothing to me. I personally couldn't care less. In fact, I'm curious about what you would even like about me to begin with. It's a cozy space, but it's not a safe space for you. Anyway, thanks so much, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Goodbye.